What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel here, Flores-Tech. Today, we're going to be going over CompTia Security Plus training studies for Section 3.2. And this is given a scenario, implement host or application security solutions. And so, a lot of Section 3.3 is a lot of really good stuff here as well. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. It is the 5th of July. Hope y'all are being safe out there, taking care of yourselves and staying hydrated. And so let's keep moving forward here. So developer writes code for a new application and wants to ensure protective countermeasures for SQL injection execute. What secure coding technique will provide this? Okay. What secure coding technique will provide this? So a developer writes code for a new application wants to ensure protective countermeasures for SQL injection execute. I would go with either code of obfuscation or input validation. Let's see. Okay, so one of them is correct. A security engineer sets up hardware that will automatically encrypt data on a drive. When the user enters credentials, the drive will decrypt with keys stored on the system. Which type of hardware security implementation is this? SED, BIOS, FDE, EMI. Go either of these two here. Okay, so one of them is correct. So a company set up controls to allow only a specific set of software and tools to install on a workstation. The user navigates to software library to make a selection. What type of method prevents installation of software that is not part of the library? Blacklisting. No? Interesting. So employees have the ability to download certain applications onto their workstation to complete work functions. The CIO installed a reliable method to ensure that no modifications to applications have occurred. What method of validation did the CIO implement? Race conditions. Let's see it. Let's run it. No. Okay. An administrator tries to remotely access a virtual Windows 2016 server, but the connection fails. The admin pings at the server and there is no packet loss. So regular services such as file share still work for users. Which of the following is most likely causing the connection failure? User privileges. Windows firewall. Honestly, it could just be that. It's that Windows firewall. There we go. A company replaces outdated workstation to increase storage capacity and provide more enhanced security measures. One of the benefits implements secure booting from startup. Which firmware provides this feature? So a company replaces outdated workstations to increase storage capacity and provide more enhanced security measures. One of the benefits implements secure booting from startup. Ooh, I feel like it's one of these two here. Okay, one of them is correct. In a secure deployment methodology, which environment most commonly uses code development and testing? Go with the sandbox. Hey, let's go. All right. A security assessor uses techniques to test for vulnerabilities and code quality during the development phase. Which of the following is most likely happening during this phase? So, a security assessor uses a technique to test for vulnerabilities and code quality during the development phase. Which of the following is most likely happening during this phase? I'd say dynamic analysis. Perfect. Let's learn. Let's learn. Okay, so this one, a company set up controls to allow only specific softwares and tools installed on the workstation. User navigates to a software library to make a selection. What type of method prevents installation of software that is not part of the library? So that's I said blacklisting, but it's actually whitelisting. So let's find out a little bit more about it here. So, execution control to prevent the use of unauthorized software can be implemented as a whitelist. This control means that nothing can run if it's not on the approved whitelist. Okay. While blacklist is another method of blocking applications, this control means that anything not on the prohibited blacklist can be run. Okay. So in this scenario, they're giving us an entire library what we can use, not a list of things that we can't use. All right, perfect. That makes more sense, honestly. Code signing. So the CIO installed a reliable method to ensure that no modifications to the application have occurred. What method of validation did the CIO implement? So code signing. Code signing verifies application code has not been modified by the user's digital signatures. The certificate provided with the signature identifies the authors of the application and the code authenticity. While race conditions occur when multiple applications attempt to access the same resource at the same time, causing a conflict. Okay, gotcha. Input validation verifies data is valid. Proper input validation uses a set of rules to validate entries. Got it. But this one was code signing. And see, so this is where we're at here. So input validation verifies data is valid. Proper validation uses a set of rules to validate entries in fields for proper use. In the event an entry is invalid, then the application will reject the entry. It is a secure coding practice. Input validation. So when a developer writes code for a new application, wants to ensure protective countermeasures for SQL injection execute, what secure coding technique will provide this is going to be that input validation. Nice. All right. So let's find out here. Let me pull up a little notepad right quick. Because honestly, I did not remember what all of these acronyms stood for here. So perfect. So said it's ED stands for self hyphen encrypting drive. Self encrypting drive. Self encrypting drive. And that includes both the hardware and software to encrypt data on a drive. Keys are securely stored within for decryption. So SED or self-encrypting drive requires credentials to be entered for decryption. That's SED. While FDE is a full disk encryption. Provides encryption of the whole disk and protects the confidentiality of the data. While EMI is electromagnetic interference. Electromagnetic interference, which are radio frequencies emitted by external sources such as the power lines that distribute signals. EMIs can be avoided by the use of shielding. Okay. While BIOS is basic input, output systems. The combination of hardware and software used to adjust settings in a computer. So in this scenario, it's a self-encrypting drive because the security engineer sets up a hardware that will automatically encrypt data on the drive automatically. And then when the user enters credentials, the drive will decrypt with keys stored in the system. Which type of hardware security implementation is it? It is a self-encrypting drive because one, it's going to automatically encrypt the data on the drive, and then two, you need to use user credentials to decrypt it, and then the keys are stored right there within the same system. Awesome, helpful. Okay, so this one of the best implements secure booting from startup. Unified extensible firmware interface is a specification for software programs that connects the computer's firmware to the operating system. Gotcha. Okay. Fantastic. Excuse me. Let's keep it moving. All right. So, a tokenization process is a substitute for encryption when securing a database. What does tokenization do in this case? Is a substitution for encryption when securing database. All right. So, it replaces field data with random numbers, produces a fixed length string from plain text, stores keys, store additional data with hash. Right, that's what I thought. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it replaces the field data with random numbers. And that's keeping it safe. So, an organization deployed a new internal line of business application that contains custom code. As part of a risk assessment, it requires testing the application for threat vulnerabilities. Considering the available testing approaches, which implementation would satisfy assessment requirements? Line of business application. As part of a risk assessment, it requires testing the application for threat vulnerabilities. Considering the available testing approaches, which implementation would satisfy assessment requirements? Stress testing, static analyzing. I would go with stress testing. We'll see. No? Okay. A risk assessment resulted in the discovery that company-owned computers contain unauthorized software. To address the situation, IT implemented a new policy along with which technique to enforce application control. Blacklisted? Hey, perfect. Which of the following would secure an endpoint and provide attestation signed by a trusted platform module? Oh, I think that's the cookies. No? Okay. A laptop arrives at a company technology lab with a private key embedded, providing full disk encryption. When matched with the public key, what does the system provide? Hard Hardware security module, hardware roots of trust, SSL decryptor, or access point. I think it's access point. No? Okay. Repeated attempts to access a remote server at a branch office from an unknown IP address occurred. Logs from a network appliance show the same unknown traffic going to other areas of internal network. Which of the following best provides an active and passive protection at the server level? I am not sure of that one. A company set up controls to allow only a specific set of software and tools to be installed on the workstation. The users navigate to software library to make a selection. Well, we're learning from our mistakes, so that's why I listed right there. Perfect. Alrighty. And again, thank you all for coming back to the channel, Flores-Tech. Again, this is section 3.2 in the CompTia Security Plus studies. Given a scenario, implement host or application security solutions. So we're moving right along here. It is the 5th of July again, so thank you all for joining. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to turn on the notifications. Thank you. Which of the following is not a concept in secure DevOps project? Is not a concept of secure DevOps project. Ooh, security automation or continuous integration? Nope, neither of those. Okay, so this one, fuzzing for the line of business. As part of a risk assessment, it requires testing the application for threat vulnerabilities. So fuzzing is a dynamic analysis technique that checks code as it is running. When using fuzzing, the system is attacked with random data to check for code vulnerabilities. Stress testing attempts to simulate a production environment and focuses on the objective and threshold that an application can hold while maintaining performance. Okay, so this one is fuzzing though, because it can be ran and check code simultaneously. Measured boot. Okay. A trusted or measured boot. Okay, gotcha. Hardware root of trust. Okay. Hids and hips. Hids and hips. Attestation. That's not part of what Secure DevOps does. Gotcha. We go in with that measured boot. We do an attestation. A user reported the system being taken over a few moments ago remotely before deciding to power off the workstation after reviewing the network intrusion detection systems. During the time of the incident, there was no indication of unauthorized remote connections. What would be the benefits of installing a host intrusion prevention system (HIPS) at the endpoints? I'll go with these two here. Prevent malicious traffic between VMs and protection from zero-day attacks. Nice. A company implements an encryption key burned into a chip of the processor of an employee laptop, which provides a hard root of trust. What did the company employ? Hard root of trust. We It's hardware root of trust right there. All right. Companies set up controls. They're using a library so that you can choose from the type of software. Okay, which of the following represents a secure encoding practice that ensures data entered or the system confirms and rejects invalid information? Code signing. Is that? No, we did input validation. Along with running the latest operating systems, security patches, and updates, which of the following tools or applications should any Windows 10 client build include for security threats? Which of the following tools or applications should Windows 10 client build include for security threats? Antivirus? Perfect. TPM is a trusted platform module. Okay, gotcha. Because they had embedded that chip, so it's a trusted platform module. Signing certificates to verify authentication and unauthorized modification of an executable script is a form of input validation. No? Goals approach to. Okay, so dictates the process and upon log on, the encrypted drive will decrypt. Okay, yep, because that's a self-encrypting drive. Hello? Maybe. Okay. Well, it is frozen. It was going so good. Oh, you know what? I think I might have just lost internet. So, next question. It went through. Eureka. Measured boot. Yeah, okay. Not too sure what is happening here. Data loss prevention solution installed the USB prohibited from use and physical connection. How would a system admin set up the workstation to allow specific devices? Reconfigure the firewall. No? We're going fuzzing. Next question. Trusted platform. That one. It's giving access to the hard root of trust, hardware root of trust. Which type of firmware does this illustrate between the hardware? Okay, perfect. And then signing certificate, securing coding technique, and the use of devices instance ID. Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. Good to know. So again, with that line of business there, they want to be able to fuzz it, make sure that it's working properly while still up and running. The burn chip into the processor. It's a trusted platform. It's a TPM. Reliable method modification. CIO. Input validation. Learn code signing. I knew that. I don't know why I just did that again, but no worries. Gonna use the device instance ID. Secure coding technique. And code signing. Nice. Awesome. We got through it. Definitely a lot more to learn. And that's something that I really enjoy about just like computers and stuff like that in general. The technology is that it's ever developing and moving forward pretty fast. So just want to say thank you again for joining us here at the channel, Flores-Tech. Again, y'all enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications, as we will be putting up regular content. If you like this kind of content here, like studies like this, we'll also be doing other kinds of things with other technology as we keep moving forward here. So thank you for joining, and until next time, it's Flores Tech signing out.